another video. This is the first time you see my face. Make sure you go ahead and click the subscribe button, like this video, share this video, watch it all the way through, and yeah. So today I'm going to be doing something different. Well, not really different. I haven't just done it movie review things in a while on my channel, honestly. I'm going to be talking about the movie Bones and all. This movie came out, I think last year or the year before. I did want to see it in theaters, but I think I just forgot about it. But since I have Prime, Amazon had it on there and I watched it, and my god, I have to tell you, I am very much disturbed by this movie. So sit back. I wouldn't say eat anything during this because, like I said, this movie is very disturbing. I'm going to be talking about it and stuff like that because, girl, I don't know why would they think to make a movie like this. But then again, there's a lot of crazy movies out there that Hollywood makes and shit. So let me just go ahead and pull up my notes, and I'm going to be doing a makeup look as I'm doing this. So keep in mind, I don't just do a movie review, just talk about the movie. I also do a makeup look, so you guys have something to watch as I'm talking about it. I'm trying to see if I had sent it to my other phone, and now I don't even see it. There we go. Okay, it is retrieving it. Alright, so while that's retrieving, the eye look I'm doing, well, the eyeshadow palette I'm using is this anime eyeshadow palette. This is Witch's Brew. This is from YBA Expressions. This is like a brown green palette. Very beautiful. The trimmers in here are just very amazing. Alright, so let's start with this movie review. So the main character in this movie is Marion and Lee is the main characters, but we're gonna get to Lee in a minute. So Marion, in the beginning of the movie, she seems like she's a normal child, teenager, 18 years old, normal child, going to school. She has a best friend. She doesn't really have much friends. Her friend invites her to a sleepover. She states that she can't go because the dad won't let her. So I'm like, oh, typical parents, you know. The dad is typical parent shit. Like, they don't want their kids going on a sleepover and stuff like that. By the way, I watched the movie twice, and the second time I watched it, there's some things I've noticed that I didn't realize the first time. So this is the part where she's with her dad, they watching TV, they eat, and they go on to sleep. I noticed when she says goodnight to her dad, she goes to her room, her dad locks her door. I didn't notice that the first time. I didn't understand. Yeah, I didn't notice that at all. I thought the dad just locked the front door, but I didn't realize it was her door. But apparently there was a reason why he locked her door, so she doesn't leave the house for several reasons. By the way, I already have makeup on my face. That's why I'm not putting like concealer or anything like that. So she sneaks out through the window. Like, she takes a screwdriver and like unscrew the window to sneak out, go to her friend's house. Everything seems normal and peachy. At the sleepover, she's talking to her best friend. The other girls are doing their nails, and now this is where things turn very strange. Whatever nail polish was on the best friend's finger, she took like a whiff, like a smell of it, and I guess it just like made her hungry or whatever like that. Oh, child. Her friend just did this, like, look at my nails. Oh yeah, my nails, by the way, the fake nails came out. Like, I don't know, these ones haven't given me problems the most out of all the fake nails I've used. So yeah, that happened. The girl just starts to look at her hand, and Marion just went ahead and literally ate her finger off. I won't even say bit her finger, ate her finger. Now that's a part I did see in the trailer, but for some reason I thought that she wasn't a cannibal. It was the people that she encountered that was a cannibal. But yeah, she ate her finger. She ran away back to her. She went back to her dad, and then her dad answer was like, you didn't, which clearly means that she's done this more than once. And it looks like after every time she's done this, the dad had to move with her, so I guess she doesn't, so the cops don't get involved and stuff like that. But this time, after the dad decided to run with her, when she woke up in the next day, she realized her dad was gone. Her dad couldn't take it anymore, so he basically left her on her own to do whatever she wanted to do. He tried to help her as much as he can, but he couldn't. He left her a voice tape about like her childhood, when did it first start, when did she first doing this and stuff, and when did it continue to get worse and worse and worse. So in the recording, it did say that at 8 years old, well, let me start before 8 years old. The dad said at 3 years old, when he left her with the babysitter, he came back and saw the babysitter on the floor dead with a lot of blood on her neck and everywhere else, and he saw blood on Marion too. But he see that she doesn't have no scars, no open wounds, anything like that. So basically 3 years old is when she first started eating people, which got fucked up. And 8 years old, she was persistent to go to camp. Her father let her go to camp, and there was a little boy that went missing, and the father knew exactly what happened to that boy. She pretty much ate that boy. For some reason, the father thought by bringing her into public school that she would hide that behavior, she would stop it, which I think is honestly stupid. Like, if you've seen this constant behavior from her, why bring her to a public school and think she would stop? And obviously the father realized like he made a mistake with that, because she got smarter at hiding the fact that she was doing it still. And also, the father kind of hints at there's a possibility that her own mother, because her mother is not mentioned at all. He doesn't talk to her about her mother, who her mother is, any picture, anything like that. But there was a little thing that the father said that there's a possibility that the mom could be a cannibal as well. So I'm thinking like, oh, maybe the mom passed away or something. That's why he's gonna mention the mom and stuff. I had a strong feeling that it could be a possibility she's died because of her mother, but I'm just like, why would the dad have a child with a cannibal? It doesn't make any sense. But we're gonna get there. So she was trying to go to Detroit. I didn't pay attention the first time, like I said, while she was traveling. She's basically trying to find her mother. That's the whole reason why she's trying to get to Detroit and other places, stuff like that. Now, when she got off the bus to Detroit, when she got off the bus at the stop that she got off at, because she still had a long way to get to where her mom was. She encountered this old man named Sully for short, who turns out to be a cannibal just like her. And one thing he says is he could smell her, like he smelled her like while he was in the house type of thing, and he came looking for her, and that eater never eats another eater. So apparently like they're eaters. So instead of saying cannibal, they call themselves eaters. You can see what I'm saying. Like, this movie it's just disturbing. It's fucking weird, you know. Like, you probably wonder like how the hell you sit through this. Like, I've seen worse. Believe it or not, I've seen worse. Terror is worse. Yes, I know this movie they're eating people, but like, if you ever seen the movie Terror, the gore, the type of killing they have in it is way worse than That movie, I've heard, had people literally puking and passing out in the theater. Like, that's how horrible and terrifying, disturbing that movie was. So, yeah. And I didn't like physically watch that movie. I watched someone else watching it, like a movie commentary, so therefore they don't show the whole movie. And I'm glad I just watched it that way, because I'm telling you, if I watched it on my own, I wouldn't sit through that. I honestly wouldn't. Okay, so whatchamacallit. So she goes to the old man house. As he thought it was the old man house. It actually wasn't his house. It was some old lady's house. That he just decided to move himself into. He was preparing some hens for her. Not hands. I thought it was hands for a second, but it's hands, like chicken. He was preparing that for her to eat, because he's like, oh well, I figured you'd be hungry, so I'm cooking this. And she's like, for hands? He's like, no. And he also could tell by like smelling her that she hasn't been feeding on humans in a very long time. And I'm just like, what the fuck. Whatchamacallit. So she walks around the house and she's like, yo, who house is this? And he's like, why don't you go look? And then she smelled something. She's like, do you got somebody in here? Like, I literally thought he had somebody held captive that he was gonna fucking eat, to be honest. Excuse my language, but this movie was just so bizarre and disturbing. I'm sorry. But yeah, she smelled like a person upstairs. Like, she described the smell and everything like that. When she went up there, she see the owner of the house is on the floor basically dying. I don't know what the owner was dying from, but she was basically dying, and Sully just let her die. He didn't want to attempt to save her, bring her to the hospital. He didn't, none of that. Sully basically got up there with Marion, and he basically said that he wants Marion to eat her. And Marion's like, nah, like, why? Like, I'm not with that. Like, I don't want to do this. Oh, that's wrong. We should bring her to the hospital. But of course, you know, Sully is so persistent. So Marion said, like, let me just have some time for myself. Let me go to like another room, you know, woosah or whatever. So Marion ends up falling asleep. One thing Sully said is, when the time comes, you would know it, like you would smell it. What that means is, I guess, because the old woman died in the morning. So once the woman died, Marion instantly smelled her scent and woke up. Now when she woke up and she went to go see like the old woman, she finds Sully munching on her basically. And what did she do? She joined Sully because she can't help it. And yeah, they basically ate the woman. And after that, Sully showed her a collection of hair that he had. It was like braided. It was hair of all the people that he ate, which is so he keeps the hair as a reminder of like, oh, he ate this person, he ate that person. I'm just like, oh gosh. Apparently, he said it started when he was younger and his mom kind of knew about it. His mom was trying to hide it and stuff. Apparently the first person he ate was his own grandfather. Yeah, some sick stuff, man. So that happened. The girl went and showered. Like, they went and showered and freshened up. She like really just basically snuck out the house, and she snuck out the house to get back on the bus to continue her journey to find her mother. And who she see outside staring at her pissed off is Sully. Now Sully comes back into play in this movie, and he just acts weirder and weirder. So she ends up going to like the store. I don't know if it's like I think it's like a supermarket or a pharmacy, whatever like that. And obviously she doesn't have any more money, so what does she do? She's like trying to steal whatever she can. And she come across this boy named Lee. he noticed that she's stolen, but he doesn't really care. Now this other customer was like kind of like bothering this lady with her child, and Marion's kind of stepping in saying like, oh hey, don't talk to her like that. And then Lee steps in saying, hey, you're out of control, buddy. And then Lee, you know, started a whole thing with him. They took it outside, and me, I'm thinking like the first time I seen, I'm thinking that Lee actually just fought him or whatever like that. But then the second time I watched it, I noticed that he had blood on his neck, and I'm like, cause mind you, it took me a while to realize that Lee was a cannibal too. It took me a while to realize that. But yeah, he basically ate the guy in this like abandoned house, and then came out, and then Marion saw him, and Marion's like, oh, you're an eater too. You're one of us. But yeah, Marion was like, oh, so you're one of me, like this and that. And then they decided to hit the road together. Marion got to know more and more about him. She met his sister. Well, that introduction with the sister was kind of just not all the way there, because the sister was pretty much pissed off at her brother for not staying home as often as she would like, because she would always bring away the dad, like the dad didn't do this, the dad would always leave, this and that. Do I think that the sister knows that her brother's a cannibal? I honestly don't know. They never really gave any hints that the sister knew about it, so I'm honestly thinking the sister is so oblivion, don't even know that her brother is a cannibal at all. But yeah, so clearly Lee doesn't have a good relationship with his sister, with his mother, like that. There was a part where they just randomly kiss each other, like out of nowhere. Like they kiss each other like really fast in that movie, but they were just claiming each other as friends. They wasn't like nothing more than that, but they were still making out and stuff like that. As they're like on the road, they decide to park the car for a little bit, just chill, to sleep and stuff. And they encountered these other two cannibals. And these other two cannibals, it was honestly like you could dead ass tell like there's something wrong with them. Like they didn't even try to hide it at all. They practically show it. So those cannibals, they was like talking to them. They was sitting by the fire, saying how much victims they had and all that stuff. And then I guess Lee and Marion got creeped out by them. So when they slept, they got in the car and decided to slowly drive off out of there. But you know, one of them woke up and tried to chase them, but he failed at that, obviously. Like he was too slow. Anyway, they ended up driving off to like the carnival, because he did mention that he wanted to go to the carnival with her. And then they was making out on the, I think it's called the Ferris wheel or Wonder Wheel. They was making out on that ride, and then she was saying she's hungry. Now mind you, the first time I watched it, when she said that, I'm like, oh, she's probably hungry for like regular food or like that. No, she was hungry for a person, for a human being. Yeah. Next thing you know, like Lee went up to like a guy that like in the boot, the game boot things, and they just started talking like regular conversation, and I'm like, alright, it's just basic whatever conversation. Next thing you know, Lee gets in the car with Marion, starts talking to her and stuff. Then he gets out the car and they started making out with the guy. And then when Marion like goes into like the cornfield, she see them doing the do. And then next thing you know, Lee slices his neck and they start munching on him. And then Marion joins him and eats him. You see when I say this movie is kind of disturbing? Like, watch this movie at your own risk. So yeah, so that happened. And then they went like with Lee, anytime he does that, he takes like the ID, anything they have on them, just in case like police try to identify them or try to find a killer or whatever like that. they went to that guy's house and realized that he had a wife and a child, and Marion was starting to feel bad that, oh, she even did that and stuff, and just like, oh, like, girl. And then Lee tried to calm her down, tried to talk her out of it, like, oh, we didn't know, this and that, oh. Basically, this movie is trying to make it seem like this is normal to do, which I'm just like, I did this so bad. Like, this movie was pushing so hard for this to be like a cannibal love story, and that, oh, we're supposed to see them as people, they're people too, they can control them. No, like, this movie was really trying that hard to push that narrative, and I'm just like, I don't know who is going for this. Like, if you actually like this movie, there's something wrong with you, because, like, personally, I'm not with that, like, no. But I made that too thick, yeah. But yeah, that happened, and then eventually she came across her grandmother. She was asking about her mother and stuff like that. The way the grandma sounded like, it's like the mom was dead. I'm like, oh, well, she can't really have her questions answered now, whatever. But then the mom said, like, no, the grandma said, like, no, she's not dead. She just checked herself into a mental asylum. Apparently the woman that raised her mom is not her actual mother. It's like they adopted her in a way, because that lady found her mom like out in the cold by herself, so she just took her in, and then she started seeing all these weird changes in her, but trying to hide it and stuff like that. When Marion trying to ask her about it, she kind of felt offended and asked him, like, why you asking me this and this and that. Oh, I'm sorry that you have to be the outcome of this. But yeah, so she ends up going to see her mom. Now, her mom is obviously not in the best state. However, her mom knew that there was going to be a day that her daughter would have showed up there and left her letter to read. Now, the mom had no arms. Apparently, the mom ate her arms, because the mom was literally trying to kill herself. Unalive herself. Yeah, that's what I should say. Yeah, the mom was trying to unalive herself. So, after Marion got to the last part of the letter, it's like the mom knew and was trying to unalive Marion, basically trying to take her out. And I was like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, oh yeah, also we find out that apparently the dad did not know that her mom was a cannibal. The mom was hiding that from the dad for a very long time until she got pregnant. That's when the dad found out about that, and the dad took Marion. I guess that hope that Marion wouldn't turn out to be like her, but unfortunately Marion did. They met each other in college. Marion's mother, well, the lady that took in Marion's mother, she did not want Marion's mother to get married at all. She didn't want her to find anybody. She didn't agree with it because she knew, like, I guess what she was and stuff. But Marion's mother still did it anyways, and this is the outcome of it. Marion got so frustrated and upset. She ends up, like, leaving Lee and stuff. And then when I did tell y'all Sully comes back into place, he comes back to place right now. Sully apparently was following her and Lee the whole time to just see, like, what she's been doing, and he realized that she's been feeding and stuff like that. And he's like, wow, I am so proud of you, this and that. I thought I'd never see the day. Being on some weird, creepy shit. And whatchamacallit, he basically wanted Marion to go back with him, which I'm just like, why? Like, you're being, like, weird as hell. Marion refuses. He's like cursing her out, calling her all types of names, saying like, oh, he never done this for anybody else, just her. Like, he was just giving me weird pedo-ish vibes a little bit towards Marianne, and I guess Marianne saw that and she wasn't with it. But yeah, that happened. I guess Marianne stayed away from Lee for quite some time, because eventually she ends up seeing like his sister, and then asks his sister about him, like, where has he been, this, that, and the third. She ends up reuniting with Lee, and now this is when the movie tried to make it seem like, oh, they're normal now, they're not doing anything anymore, this, that, and the third. Like, apparently her and Lee moved in together, they was living like a normal-ish couple. They wasn't feeding on anybody. Like, they trying to push that narrative so hard in this movie. I'm like, you cannot convince me like otherwise to like this movie, like, because no, it's not happening. So that happened, and then Marianne had came back from school, I think she came back from school, she came home, and then she noticed Sully's bag on the bed, and I'm like, oh, great. Just when you thought you had enough of Sully, you seen the last of him. No, we didn't see the last of Sully at all. I literally thought when Sully attacked her, he was gonna like do something to her. Like, I was just like, oh my god, like, I don't want to see this right now. I put way too much blush. I messed with the eyeliner and I put way too much blush. But yeah, he was like laying on top of her and stuff. He wasn't happy about her being with Lee, obviously, and Lee slowly comes and notices that Sully is on top of her and stuff, and puts a plastic bag over his, which I'm like, I don't know, putting plastic bag here was a good idea, because he had a weapon in his hand, and as soon as he did that, the weapon stabbed Lee right in his like heart area. So I'm just like, that probably wasn't a smart plan right there. But Marianne took the weapon out of his hand and started like jabbing him like in his stomach and stuff like that, and they dragged his body to the bathroom tub. Marianne literally digged inside this man's chest and like to rip his heart out so he can basically, you know, she didn't eat him or anything like that. I thought it was gonna happen, but that's not the case at all. Apparently what the movie was trying to show is like they was like I said, make them look like a normal couple where they just stop doing that whole eating thing of people, and apparently they haven't done it like a very long time or whatever like that. But anyway, so Sully was now gone. There was relief, but then Marianne noticed something in Sully's bag. Like, remember the hair that I said that he collects if that's part of his victims and stuff like that. Marianne noticed it was Lee's sister hair on that. And I'm like, oh no, Sully done messed up. Sully done he done went after his sister now. And Lee noticed that too, like that was his sister's hair. He was like, oh fuck. And Lee was asking, Lee was dying out. Marianne was literally trying to get him to go to the hospital because she was literally trying to save his life and stuff. He was nice, like, no, I know, don't take me there, this and that. I think, yeah, he basically wanted Marianne to eat him. He's like, oh, if you love me, eat me. I'm like, no, yeah, y'all try to go like a little normal, and then y'all go right back to the disturbing stuff, right back again. Like, she literally didn't want to do that. She's like, nah, I'm not doing it, I'm done with this. She did it anyways. Basically the ending just shows that her holding Lee and how much of a love bond they had together and shit like that. And her dad never showed up, by the way, if you're wondering. But yeah, her dad never showed up, so he was like gone, like long gone. She didn't try to look for him either. But yeah, I'm just like, bruh. Hollywood in these type of movies, like I know there's cannibals out there. There are still out there, and like, but like they're like islands most of the time that people don't really go to like that. So when I see stuff like this, I'm like, damn, like this, like it's just crazy, you know. It's honestly just crazy to even like do a movie like this, like, you know, you still have people out there in the world that are like that. It's just strange to me, you know. If you have seen this movie though, let me know. What do y'all think about it? You know, like, was it very disturbing to you like it was to me? Because it definitely was. Yeah, kind of calm that down a little bit there. I tried a Q-tip to make this small skinnier, but I don't. I just cover it with the hair, so y'all won't really see it like that. But yeah, like, that's a movie that you will watch one or twice and then call it a day. Don't even watch it again, you know. I've seen people do movie commentary on this movie, and I'm honestly surprised because I didn't even think there was any movie commentary on this movie. Yeah. In case you're wondering, the person that played the lead is actually Kylie Jenner current boyfriend, and I'm just like, I don't know, like, how it would feel, even though it's like obviously not real, it's just a movie. I feel weird as hell if my partner just play a role like that. Like, that movie was just, ooh, it was like all over the place. The lighting, oh, my lighting is so not great right now because the sun's like going in and out, and it's like messing up my whole look right now. But yeah, I'm not even going to give this movie a rating, to be honest, because it's disturbing, like I said. So yeah, that was a one and done deal. I finally watched it. You know, I'm a bit late on that movie, but you know, I'm just glad I didn't see it in a theater, because I would have been very, very disgusted if I had seen that in a theater. I probably would have puked. But yeah, guys, this is the final look. It's almost looking like Christmassy. Like, I wasn't really trying to go for that, but it is what it is. Yeah. So, anyways, I know telling this whole movie thing was kind of weird. Probably like, girl, why did you watch the? I was curious. I was honestly curious about this because I seen the trailer so many times, and I'm just like, oh, this movie doesn't even seem scary and this and that. I didn't expect to see all that. I did not expect to see all that in there. I just literally thought the main characters were a cannibal, but they clearly are. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a like, comment, subscribe. I know this video is very long. I wasn't trying to make it this long, but it just happened. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, check out my other channels in the description box down below, and I'll see you guys in this video. Bye, guys.